Hey there, I've got another Predator Gauntlet to show off here. This one is a little different. This is actually a gauntlet made by a guy in China called Urats. And this is actually a style that he calls the Bone Hunter, which is pretty interesting. It's going to have some spikes that come out of here, and the whole rest of the motif is kind of bone-like. So it's got a very organic texture and kind of unlike the other Predator gauntlets. Anyway, Mikeincan or something like that wanted me to install some countdown timer electronics on it, so I did that. And I wanted to make sure that it had things kind of faithful to the original design, kind of integrated in here, but not, overpowering it or whatever. So anyway, again, this uses an Arduino board here, and the rest of the electronics are kind of buried here underneath all this padding. So when it starts up, we've got blue LEDs circling, and then this bar that moves back and forth. Then if you press this button here, the 2-digit timer comes on, and then pressing this button turns the square spinning thing on and off. It turns off if you press it, and turns back on if you press it again. And then the inside of the lid opens up on these hinges, and it does the 4-digit timer countdown. And for this part, I referred to the digits that are shown at the end of the movie Predator 1, except the camera isn't always focusing. The camera kind of focuses in tightly on 2 digits at a time. It starts focusing on these 2 digits, and then as this right one goes to blank, it focuses more closely in the left couple digits. And so these 2 digits during the initial part of the countdown timer are screen accurate. These two I just kind of winged my way with because they weren't shown in the film itself. And then these 2 digits are from what was built as a screen use countdown timer gauntlet. And this one is kind of the spinning square thing. One thing is that you got to hold this. You got to hold one of these buttons down for like 1/10 of a second or so until it gets to its next cycle. Just kind of the way the programming in the Arduino works here. And I put the battery kind of on a long cord here because I don't really know how this is going to fit on your arm. The reason I'm a little concerned about it is that it's kind of a close fit if I put my arm all the way in here. Now it's kind of on the tight side, so you might have to kind of figure out what to do with the battery. But that's about it here. Had a good time working on this. I should mention, if anybody else wants one of these, I'm willing to do it, but it's probably going to cost a little more because I had to do so much work to cut this gauntlet apart and make things fit into it and all that stuff.